What do you do when the person you trust most builds a castle of lies around you? I thought I knew Sarah, my wife of 12 years, the woman who laughed at my terrible cooking and held my hand through every storm. We'd built a life together, a beautiful one, with a home that echoed our dreams and a daughter, Lily, who was the light of our world. But that life began to crack the day I found the letter. It was a Tuesday, unremarkable except for the rain that tapped against our bay windows. I was rummaging through the study for Lily's school project when I found a folded piece of paper tucked inside a book Sarah had been reading. The handwriting wasn't hers, but the words were intimate, too intimate. "Meet me at the usual place," it read, signed with a single initial, E. My stomach churned. I told myself it was nothing, a misunderstanding. Sarah wouldn't do this. She couldn't. But the seed of doubt had been planted, and it grew faster than I could control. Sarah and I had met in college, two dreamers with nothing but ambition and each other. She was a painter, her canvases alive with colors I couldn't name. I was a finance major, practical to a fault. We balanced each other, or so I thought. After Lily was born, things shifted. Sarah's art took a back seat, and I worked longer hours to provide. We signed a post-nuptial agreement 2 years ago, at her suggestion, to protect our assets. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? It was just paperwork, a formality for our future. But now, holding that letter, I wondered what else she'd hidden. I didn't confront her right away. Instead, I watched. Sarah had always been vibrant, her laughter filling rooms, but lately, she'd been distant. She'd leave for gallery meetings that lasted hours, her phone always buzzing, her smile a little too quick when I asked about her day. I started checking her schedule, her texts, hating myself for it. Each discovery was a knife, late-night calls to an unknown number, receipts for dinners I never ate, a perfume on her coat that wasn't hers. I was unraveling, but I needed proof. That's when I met Clara. She was our neighbor, a quiet widow who'd moved in last spring. I'd never paid her much attention until one evening when I was mowing the lawn, and she waved me over. "You look like you're carrying the world," she said, her gray eyes sharp. I laughed it off, but Clara had a way of seeing through people. Over coffee, I spilled everything: the letter, the doubts, the post-nup I now questioned. Clara listened, then slid a business card across the table. "This is a private investigator," she said. "If you want the truth, he'll find it." I hesitated, but Clara's next words hit hard: "You deserve to know who you're fighting for." The investigator's report came a week later, and it broke me. Sarah was having an affair with Ethan, her art dealer. The usual place was a hotel downtown, where they'd met for months. The post-nup, I learned, was her safety net sign to secure her share of our wealth before she planned her exit. She thought I'd never know, that I'd stay the oblivious husband while she built a new life. The betrayal wasn't just the affair, it was the calculation, the way she'd looked me in the eye and lied. I could have confronted her then, let rage take over. But I didn't. Instead, I waited, letting the truth simmer. I started noticing things I'd missed: how Lily's drawings had less color lately, how she'd ask why Mommy was always gone. My daughter was hurting, and that hurt more than Sarah's betrayal. I had to protect Lily, but I also had to understand why. What had driven Sarah to this? Was it me? Had I failed her somehow? One night, I couldn't hold it in anymore. Sarah came home late, her cheeks flushed, claiming she'd been at a gallery event. I set the investigators' photos on the kitchen table, grainy images of her and Ethan, laughing outside the hotel. Her face went pale. "How did you," she started, but I cut her off. "Why, Sarah? Why this? Why him?" She crumpled into a chair, tears streaming, but her words were a mess of excuses. Ethan understood. Her art made her feel alive again. She swore it wasn't about love, just escape. But escape from what? From me? From Lily? From the life we'd built? Then came the twist I didn't see coming. As Sarah sobbed, she revealed something else. Ethan wasn't just her lover. He was blackmailing her. Months ago, she'd confided in him about a painting she'd forged, a desperate act to cover a debt from her struggling art days. Ethan had proof and threatened to expose her, ruin her reputation, and take everything. The affair, she claimed, was his price for silence. I didn't know what to believe. Was this another lie, or was Sarah a victim too? I thought of Clara's words, "You deserve to know who you're fighting for." Was I fighting for Sarah, or for the woman I thought she was? I hired the investigator again, this time to dig into Ethan. The truth was uglier than I'd imagined. Ethan had a history of preying on artists, exploiting their vulnerabilities for profit and power. Sarah wasn't his first victim. Armed with this, I confronted Ethan myself. I didn't need fists, the evidence was enough. I showed him the dossier's scams, his threats, the trail of ruined lives. "Leave her alone," I said, "or this goes public." He backed off, his smirk gone. Sarah and I sat down after that, really sat down, for the first time in years. She admitted everything: the forgery, the affair, the fear. She'd signed the Post-Nup not to leave me but to protect herself if Ethan destroyed her. She was ashamed, broken, and so was I. But as we talked, I saw glimpses of the Sarah I'd loved, the one who'd painted our dreams, who'd danced with Lily in the rain. We weren't whole, but maybe we weren't lost either. We started therapy, both together and apart. It wasn't easy. Trust doesn't rebuild overnight, and some days, I still saw Ethan's face in my mind. But Lily deserved a family, and Sarah deserved a chance to make things right. Clara became an unexpected friend, her quiet wisdom a lifeline. She lost her husband to secrets years ago and urged me to fight for clarity, not revenge. "Love is messy," she said, "but it's worth saving if you both show up." Months later, Sarah painted again. Her first piece was for Lily, a vibrant canvas of a girl chasing stars. It hung in our living room, a reminder of what we were rebuilding. I don't know if we'll ever be what we were, but I know we're trying. The letter, the Post-Nup, the affair, they re-scars now, not wounds. And maybe that's enough. What do you do when the person you trust most betrays you? You face the truth, even when it burns. You choose who to fight for, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Sarah and I are still learning what that means, but we're learning together. And in the end, that's the only promise we can keep.